Well, guys, this is Tuesday, February 27th. This is Dad's 300th video. We're going to do a Q&A session with here. He's helping out his new apprentice fix his own machine. And Donnie Lindell's over to supervise. And we got Pappy Dog. Hi, Pappy. And this is, like we said in the last video, 48 narrow gauge Woody. So Dad's getting this guy to fix his own stuff. And because Dad doesn't really want to lean down there, so he's giving direction. Hopefully there's not too much yelling. And we're going to get the update on Dad on this. I just called the customer earlier. I think it was last night. Yesterday, talked to him. And he's all eager. By the time you guys see this, this is the first video you guys are going to see. So, like I said, this is Dad's 300th video, and we're going to have a bit of a Q&A here. So, anybody that's tuned in recently, we got 300 videos in this playlist, including this one, and we are maybe ask Dad like the top 10 questions sort of thing. So Dad's got this all done here now. That's with a truck bed spray. Looks like he's got the steering column in here. He's marked out the grease nipples. So that's all installed right to there. And he's got the, looks like the steering wheel installed. You won't finish that off until right to the bitter end. And so that's all part of the power steering contract that we supply here. Power steering Dad installs. It costs $3,000, but it's one price for everything. So he will have been continued on that today, and then we'll check in, we'll see what else he's doing here. But we're going to do the Q&A shortly. Dad also seems to have some other parts out here for installation, and these little dust caps are pretty hard to find, so if you guys have a source on that, let us know, because I had a bag of them. I was lucky, but they are hard to find. Just talked to somebody else about bearings today as well, and you guys will want to start sourcing your bearings because they are harder to find. I know a lot of places don't ship to Canada right now, so looks like Dad's been working on the bumper here as well. And all the other parts are still here. Okay, so Dad was just saying there was no parts on here. Yes.
There was no parts on here. So you look in under here, you're going to hold your weight. When this guy decided to put the bumper on, you see all that crap there?
Yeah.
Well, he covered the, I can't get the ski arm in here because he welded too much metal on there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I got to cut that off
okay.
on both sides before I can put the ski arm on.
Okay, so you're cutting off that whole thing, or just parts of it?
Enough of it to get the ski arm on.
Okay, so you just discovered that today?
Well, we fought with this for an hour until I took the bumper off and looked, and that's what it was.
Okay. But everything else here looks nice and painted. And how did this turn out? Is the way you wanted?
Yeah.
Good, perfect. Okay, so what's left on the power steering there to do then?
Wiring.
Okay.
I didn't get hardly anything done on nothing yesterday and a couple hours today, but I have to concentrate on that one because he doesn't know what the hell to do.
Oh, okay. Well, is he listening?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Didn't have to swear much.
Okay, good. Okay, we're gonna sit down with Dad here right away. Okay, we are with my father, Gary McLean of Dad's Repair Shop. This is his 300th video. So we're gonna do a quick Q&A with him. Which do you prefer working on? Wide gauge or narrow gauge?
Wide gauge.
Why?
More room. Narrow gauge, once you get into the motor and transmission, all that, it gets pretty damn tight.
Okay. Okay. So the next question is, do you prefer to see these old jalopies or the way that the blue narrow gauge is in right now? Like stripped down?
Oh, I like them stripped and not touched. And
Okay.
then go from there.
It's a lot easier for you?
Yeah, because sometimes, like this, for instance, at the bumper, the guy made that bumper real good and forgot that we got to put a ski arm in. So now I got to cut off about an inch of 3/8 metal with a disc grinder to put the ski arms in.
Yeah.
To get ahead of themselves. See?
Yeah. So, how long have you owned and operated Bombardiers? Like, what's your experience level when you're doing this? Because there's lots of guys that seem to think this is an easy task and whatever else. Like, you've been doing this, what, 50 plus years?
First one that our company, that was my dad's company, had, we bought in from Booth Fisheries in 1965.
Okay, so that's 58 years ago, right? 58? 54? 59, whatever, lots.
Yeah.
So,
You got a calculator, you can
yeah.
figure it out.
Including the ones that you've owned, how many times have you rebuilt or built a Bombardier?
Well, rebuilding from scratch, I don't know, 10 or 12, and then upgrading, I forget, it's well over 20.
Okay, so 35 or so?
That I've either rebuilt or worked on.
Yeah, okay. What is the biggest thing you would tell your fans here? Because you're 982 subscribers as of this morning. What's the biggest thing, if they're going out to look and buy one, what's the biggest thing they should be looking out for?
Phone somebody that knows something about Bombardiers or owned them before and had to fix them. Pay his trip, whatever it is, and ask him to look over this carcass that you're thinking of buying, because
Okay.
paint doesn't make it all. You got to look at the undercarriage, make sure it's not grandpa or dad's old motor out of his car or his combine or something, because you're just looking for trouble.
Okay. Engine, favorite engine type or transmission type or both?
Well, the best engine is either GM or Chrysler. Take your choice. Chrysler has a little more torque at low RPM, and Chevy is better at high RPM. So it all depends what you're doing. And the transmissions, the best ones are Chevy 400, a C6, 727 Chrysler, and there's nothing wrong with the two smaller engines or transmissions, like Chrysler makes a 904 and Ford makes a C. I just forget here now. I'm going to tell you why. Move. Ford makes a C4.
Okay.
And it only takes 28 horsepower to run it. And if you go to the Ford C6, it takes 55 to 60 horsepower to run it.
Okay.
So it depends what engine you're putting in. And then Chrysler, the 727 takes 45 horsepower. And if you put the Chrysler 904 in, it only takes 25 horsepower. So really, you got to see if you got an engine with lots of power, it doesn't make any difference. But say you're going with a stock 300 that's roughly 132 horsepower, and you put a C6 behind that, You just lost 55 to 60 horsepower, so it depends on the engine.
Okay. What's the hardest thing to replace on a Bombardier that you know of right now in the last couple of years?
There's a lot of tough stuff. All depends who was in there and added shit and welded in. You know, if you're in the front end or the back end, like they won't get a cable to go through from the gas pedal, for instance, to the carburetor. They'll put a rod in and take 2 bolts and weld it in and put a pin through it and then over to the other side and then weld another nut on and
Okay.
junk.
So I've been asked this a few times. Carburetor or electronic fuel injection?
It's up to the individual. No, not fuel injection, because you have to go to a guy that knows fuel injection, and you got to have a reader. Where a carburetor, you can set a couple of screws and you're away.
Okay. What brand do you like to use for carburetors and style or model?
I prefer Idlebrock to
Okay.
all of them.
And usually install a 4-barrel, right?
4-barrel intake,
Yeah.
4-barrel carburetor. I don't care if it's a 300 Ford or a 350 Chevy.
Okay.
Poop them up so you got some power.
If you're gonna talk to somebody and they're gonna say like, what's the best way to take care of their Bombardier? What's the best advice you can give them? Like the first
The
thing.
best advice is that you got a Bombardier, and even if it's in excellent shape and you got a good motor, but you have a standard transmission, you might as well throw it out and put an automatic in, because when you get going through deep snow or slush, as soon as you power out and you put your foot on the clutch, you're stopped and you're finished. Automatic, just trap her down.
Okay. Anything to say to your fans? Like now that you're rolling into your 300th video, did you believe you were going to do 300 videos?
No, it just seems like the other day we started.
Yeah, and the fact that you got 982 subscribers as of me filming this, it could be well over 1,000, but by the time it gets live, Dad's got a new apprentice here. Yeah, and
There's been quite a bit of swearing, but luckily he's good natured.
okay.
And he
Who's
said-
swearing more, you or him?
He hasn't swore yet.
Yeah.
He might.
Oh no.
Uh,
Just happy to be here.
There you go. That's the correct answer.
Hey,
Yeah.
boss.
So,
I'm
what
just showing him some of the.
what jobs do you hate to do by yourself when you're repairing this?
I don't mind any of them. I don't mind repairing. I don't want to be fooling around with an old motor, old transmission, or an old differential, and expect to make honey out of dog shit.
Okay. So, would that be good advice for those that want to buy one? Inspect the engine, transmission, drivetrain,
least-
differential.
Say you buy an engine, a used one. I don't care if the guy said that his grandpa completely overhauled it. Get it up to temperature. Take all the plugs out and give it a compression test.
Okay.
And then some guys like to put oil in the piston to give it a little more compression. Well, I'll tell you something. When you put the plugs in and you're driving it, nobody is putting oil in on the piston to give it compression. So
Okay.
forget about that one.
Okay.
If you don't want a true reading, put oil in.
Okay. So, yeah, any words here of encouragement to the new Bombardier owners out there?
Look, get somebody to look over the machine.
Oh.
Because some of them are worth 5,000, some are worth 500. When you get up to 30,000, you should have something new in there besides paint.
Okay. So, just shits and giggles here. Let's pretend I'm a new owner of a Bombardier and I got a air quotes deal of 18 grand of something that was on the internet, and what would be your initial first thought of what that $18,000 deal is? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought too. So
There's nothing for nothing.
yeah,
And if you get sucked into something like that, $30,000 later, you might have something.
there you go. Okay, guys, Dad's having his end of day drink here. He's having a rum. He's usually having a gin, but he's having his end of day shot. And 300 videos. Like, comment, subscribe. He really likes comments, guys. Congratulate him on his 300 videos of Bombardier repair for you guys.
Lay it on to me. What
Yeah.
do you think, or what you think I'm saying wrong, or what?
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
And so, can your fans call you or message me? And you like I report any of the messages through and whatnot. But will you take phone calls from guys if they got
Yeah.
questions? Yeah.
If you got a problem and I can help you, I don't mind at all.
Okay. Well, guys, that's it. That's Dad's 300th video. It's
Advice is free.
there. You go. And Donnie and Pappy are here, and we've got our apprentice in from Saskatchewan. The old dog's barking at me. He wants to get on his couch. So come on in, Charlie. Get on your couch now.
Come on, Charlie.
Come on.
Get
Come
up
on,
here.
come on, come on, come on, Charles.
No, he has to go out.
Okay.
Remember, you need a bit.